Most of high-level tricking happens around these areas in the world, and I am so far away from both. So when I heard of a tricking gathering featuring 3 high-level special guests in an adjacent country to Estonia, I knew that I had to get over there. So I caught a flight to Sweden, saw some classic red and white Swedish houses on the train to Uppsala, and reunited with some fellow trickers before heading over to Katana Parkour. There it is. Alright, we made it. This is the gym. Extremely high budget. So obviously the reason to train with people better than you is to just improve faster. You can just gather all of their knowledge and experience. It's honestly really overpowered. But you know, the tips I got from here, they're not really what I expected, honestly. You know, I thought that tricking at a high level comes down to like really precisely calculating where you're gonna place your feet and how you're gonna pull your arms during a trick. But in reality, it's like, it's way simpler. It's way easier. You know, so I asked Tiki, when you're doing scoot double full swing, is there a specific point where you pull your arms to get the perfect amount of flip? And I honestly really expected him to have that figured out, or at least thought about it. And it was just like, bro, I don't even think about that. I just pull my arms in as fast as possible so that I have more time when I open up and land. And then I realized that, bro, I'm thinking too much. Like, flips are complicated, but they're not so complicated that you have to be overthinking every little detail. So what I'm trying to say is you really gotta focus on the right things, in the sense of focusing on fixing the problems that actually make a big difference, and not focusing on the things that make such a minuscule difference that it wasn't worth it at all. Just a waste of time. Or you know, that's just what I learned anyway. You know, this could very well just be life advice as well. Yeah, tricking is a great source of life philosophy. Okay, it's come to my attention that I can triple cork right now. So yeah, I did my first ever triple cork attempts on floor at this gathering, but really honestly I just wasn't getting anywhere near high enough to actually land one. So it would have been pretty stupid to keep trying and slamming on my side every time, and that's why I didn't do that. Either way, I'll probably land it soon, I hope. After Tiki gets done spamming janitors here, I go on to spend quite a lot of time trying to land the standing full swing double cork. And if you're unfamiliar with the names of tricks, that thing before probably passed you by. The janitor is the name of a trick. And really, I'm not gonna lie, the names of tricks are sometimes just really stupid, like Windex. I mean, trickers really just went to Walmart and picked the name for a trick they just invented off a glass cleaning product. But I have to give some credit, it does sound pretty cool though.
You'll see the real man double cork set up. Keep the chest up, don't even drop with it, just go straight to the side. Like look.
Okay, yeah. So after getting some valuable tips and a nice demonstration, I was ready to do it, but I really wasn't getting closer anymore. So I was about to give up until Rasmus just comes out of nowhere and one-shots the thing. So I had to go back as well, and thankfully after that it only took me one try. The trip to this gathering was actually my first time traveling abroad by myself. When traveling solo, I believe you should be pretty cautious of your surroundings, but the thing is that trickers are usually criminally nice people. So even though I was spending most of my time around complete strangers, I could kind of trust them because they were all trickers. You know, maybe I'm just naive, but it worked out well this time, and we have to consider that 2 people who are extremely obsessed over the same thing probably wouldn't want to rob or murder each other, even if they got into an argument. But one thing I for sure don't take lightly is looking after your belongings in public spaces. And especially when traveling solo, because if your bag gets stolen, you literally have nothing. You're dead. So I definitely put a lot of effort into watching over my bag at all times and making sure no one was tampering with it, especially after I heard what happened to my friend in Amsterdam. While he was living there, he carried with him a big backpack with literally everything in it, mainly his laptop and hard drives full of years worth of shot footage. He was a regular customer at this one coffee shop, and on a day like no other, he sat down there and rested his back so that it was leaning against his leg. A bit later, when he looked back down, the bag was gone. When he realized what happened, he ran out with his friend and tried to spot the thief, but of course it was already far too late. Just goes to show that sometimes, even when you're really sure that your things are safe, and in this case you have physical contact with them, they might still get stolen. You have to constantly check yourself. In hindsight, he remembers that it may have been a planned thing, that there was some kind of a distraction, somebody raised their voice or something similar, and during that moment, the bag was stolen. And that he may have been observed and chosen as a victim much earlier than that same day. Gotta watch out, man. Tiki here decided to do a combo spamming a bunch of aerial megas, which personally speaking is a very exhausting move. But what really ended up happening is just him finishing a lot of combos that were actually not planned. But everybody clapped anyway because they couldn't tell the difference. Even the last one where I'm celebrating, I know that it's not what he was trying to do, but it was great anyway, so I was not gonna not celebrate. But that's just what's gonna happen when a lower level practitioner watches someone who's better than them. They're gonna be fascinated by everything, even when the better guy thinks it's a mistake. But was it really a mistake if someone found it to be great? I'm not gonna get philosophical here.
Let's go. Whoa, he actually did.
He's on demon time, guys. Yo!
Isn't that hard? If it was an actual finish, it would be dope.
That was pretty good.
I don't think the lift was very good. I'm not opening my hips.
If you put a tricker in a room with a TV, there's a 100% chance that he's gonna watch some samplers. And at the end of day one, there were 4 of us in a room with a TV, which means there was a 400% chance we were gonna watch some samplers. Here's some clips of that.
This concrete session is cracked. Given the execution on everything still, is fucked up.
Look at how everything's done. Look at this shit.
Been slaying, man. Been slaying for a while.
Next, I'm not sure how this happened, but 2 out of the 10 people who have landed quad cork in the world started analyzing another quad cork.
Oh, wow.
See how much he bends those?
The knees? Damn, he got around though.
He got pretty right. If you look at his feet, so you see the foot take off there? That's the first one, so you can see it's pointing this way. Yeah, 7.5. So if it was going this way, he landed here. So
yeah,
mine's
like
quarter on.
Mine's about a quarter too.
Yeah, everybody's is a quarter besides Anderson. Every single person. Not even
Shosei's done.
Shosei's done more than a quarter, but he hasn't done like as.
Alright, so let me explain my situation with the battles. This is a guy who conclusively won all of the battles, and he was literally lurking in the shadows before. Out of everything I filmed on day 1, I got 1 clip of him. So it's usually pretty beneficial to know who you're battling against. Sun Tzu, The Art of War, know the enemy and know yourself, and you need not fear the results of 100 battles. But I had no idea. I did an easier first pass, and then he came in. I was like, wait, this guy is actually good, no. And after that, I panicked and lost. Of course, a very deserved victory on his end. It was definitely fun battling. 2 combos I'm actually proud of I did in my last battle, which granted me 4th place at the event. Which technically means 6th, because 2 of the best trickers there were judges. Most notable about the final battle is that Rasmus tried full in not once, but twice, each time getting closer to landing on his neck. But in the end, Joar took the win against Rasmus and Korkkorksen, which meant the pressure was off and the last training session could begin.
That was crazy.
Wow. Holy crap, Ethan Turner on the trampoline. Ethan is just the kind of guy who is really hard to spot on a trampoline. This is one thing that really varies between all pro trickers, which is how much they use the trampoline. You have people like Tiki here and Tommy Case and James West who are extremely good at trampoline and extremely good at ground. And then there are people like Ethan Turner or Michael Guthrie who are also extremely good at ground, but you will almost never see them even touch a trampoline pad. My opinion is extremely simple, and I think that using the trampoline as a training tool is literally overpowered, but as evidence shows, it's not suited for everyone. As this gym, after all, is a parkour gym and only a small fraction of it is actually tricking space, I had to also do some parkour. My goal was to just get 1 decent double bar flip and then do some other nonsense. But the double bar flip specifically, because it is a move that I want to do outside at some point. On a day when tricking does not intrigue me and I will have to walk over to the ballpark of the parkour and free running people. This is actually quite a strange metaphor as none of these sports involve balls, but I will still go with it. So now we're finally getting to the point where no one's holding back and everyone's fully warmed up, which definitely was not the case on day 1. Perhaps some were holding back because of the battles, some holding back for unknown reasons, but people were holding back on day 1, but people definitely were not holding back on day 2. Mainly Ethan, who definitely tricked the hardest here, and I'm saying that specifically because of this one swing chain. out of here. What? Okay. Alright. An interesting observation about this swing chin is that in a video from 3 years ago he does not land it, but here he does, which means it's very possible to trick a lot better in your early 20s compared to your late teens. Tricking's not just a time bomb that gets worse and worse from the age of 19, which is very positive to hear for me as someone who is just about to turn 19. This gathering is a 3-day gathering, the classic weekend. Now you might be thinking whether there's going to be any clips from the 3rd day, and the answer is no. The 3rd day, or the final day, is just never a real day. People will show up to the gym, yeah, but they are all just annihilated. No one is doing anything else than stretching or scrolling Instagram reels on their phone, or socializing. You can do that too.
Alright, good. Continue. That's a cool place. Right now.
So me and Rasmus wanted to line Scoot up, but we may have left the first successful attempt brutally out of frame, and we both got owned a couple times again, but it finally worked out pretty well.
Y'all are trash! Go!
Oh, so close.
Would be gigging ollie, bro. Gigging ollie. Go! Go! That hook fucking so bad.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Go!
If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and please do consider watching some of my other videos, especially this one that's recommended on your screen right now, because YouTube thinks you'll probably like this video, so I mean, could YouTube be wrong? I guess you can be the judge of that.
Let's go.